The first home loan deposit scheme was first brought in January 2020. I think it's fair to say that 2020 didn't go to plan for pretty much everyone. And as of February 2021, the scheme has evolved and changed and now looks completely different to what it was. So let me just explain to you where we started, and then we can go into where it's at now, and we can identify where the opportunities are for you if you're a first time owner. So it started, let's go back to July 1, 2020. The government put out 10,000 spots on this scam. So the way it works is you approach a lender who has access to the scheme. So not all of the lenders have access to the scheme. I think there's a total of 27 in Australia, 27 lenders. So you go to one of those lenders and you book a spot on the scheme. You reserve a spot on the scheme. Once that spot's been given to you, you get your pre-approval done, and you've got, with most lenders, 3 months to find a property and settle and move into it, get the loan approved. I should say you find a property and get the loan approved first. From that stage, yeah, all the 10,000 spots were gone. I think probably by maybe September or October last year. I could be wrong there on my timing. But anyway, what's actually happened is, in between getting the spot reserved and actually finding a property and getting the loan approved and people moving into the homes, there was approximately 1,800 people who kind of bailed out on that deal, so to speak. So as of about 2 weeks ago, the government said, well, these 1,800 spots we're going to put back on the market, so they're available for people to get. In that 2 weeks, they've been going pretty quick. We're through just over half of them now, and that's fair enough given the fact that a lot of first homeowners missed out on this. I had a lot of clients call and they just missed out. And in that time frame, if you're in Melbourne, if you're anywhere in Melbourne or Victoria, you would have seen massive price hikes from October till now. So in the Frankston area, it's probably 50 grand increase in price. So yeah, a lot of these people are seeing these spots and they're getting on really quick and snapping them up. So if you're one of those people who has 5% as a deposit, then my suggestion would be to do what you need to do to see if you can get in on this deal. The other thing that the government announced was an extra 10,000 spots for new homes. So if you're out in the suburbs, I'm in southeast Melbourne. Most new homes mostly means house and land. So it can also mean off the plan purchases. So there are 10,000 spots released there as well. Most of them are gone, but there are still a fair few left. With the house and land, the process is a little bit more complicated. It's complicated normally, even if you don't have, a government guarantee scheme involved. And that's because you've just got more people involved. You've got property developers, you've got builders, you've got all the tradies added on top. So yeah, it's a lot more complex, and your main risk there is lining up the times, because you've got these schemes and grants that have timelines, but you've also got loans, pre-approvals that have timelines, and also a lot of people don't know, once the loan's approved, you've got a timeline to settle as well. So most of the time that's 6 months, and the major risk there is that your land developer actually delays by 6 months and avoids the loan approval contract, which it doesn't mean you've lost your home, but it does make things a lot stressful, and you do have to get reapproved again. that's the only thing I'll say about house and land. To sum it up and make it easy for everyone, you want to put good people around you. You want a mortgage broker that knows what they're doing, because they're going to be able to tell you, one, if you can qualify for the loan, but two, if you can qualify for the actual scheme. And it's not that just that scheme, it's the first time owner grant as well. And they can calculate if your deposit's enough, if there's any stamp duty payable, all that sort of stuff. So get a good broker, that's the start. You'll also want a good conveyancer. And if you're building, you really want a good builder to deal with. I'll leave it at that. If you are out there and you've still got questions to ask, you can find my details and contact me directly. Cheers.